Hi, welcome in this new video in the video series P&L in a day. And today we have the option P&L in Power BI through an Excel file. So we're gonna load a PBX file, we're gonna download it to Excel, build a P&L and then upload it. What did you say, Frank? Let's see that again. Well, in parts. We're gonna make a data model for finance in a PBX file. Then we're going to publish it to the Power BI server. From the server, we're going to download it to an Excel file with analyze in Excel. Then the Excel file, we're going to save it on a OneDrive folder. And then we're going to build there our P&L in Excel. Next, we're going to upload the file into our Workspace again. And then for our consumers, we're going to make an app so they can also enjoy the P&L. Let's start. Before we hop over to the PBX file, so first subscribe if you like this kind of videos. Also ring the bell for new upcoming videos, or join us in the Power BI Finance Corner and download also this file with the download link so you can work along with us. So first an acknowledgement. I want to acknowledge Win and Ruud for this video. So yes, thank you for your input videos on YouTube. And let's get started. Well, first we're gonna create the PBX file that we're gonna upload to our Workspace. So first take a look at the data model. So this is a table with a general ledger in it and all the transactions. We have a chart of accounts table and we have a header table. Also we need a calendar table, and in this specific video we also use the organization table. Back to the measures. So we're going to use some simple measures for this PBX file. We have the normal actual, and that's based on the amount unfiltered because we want to have the sum of the general ledger amount, but that's budget and actuals on top of each other. So in this measure, we filter the unfiltered amount for the actuals, and that's the scenario Q1. And of course, we want to make some comparison, historical. So I add also the actuals last year. Just calculate the actual measure, and then we're going to time travel by the calendar 1 year back, and then we have our actual last year. And of course, to make it easy, we have also the variance between prior year and current year. So that are the things we built. Just for a small showcase, we have put the headers in this matrix. Then from the header table, the subheaders from the accounts table, and then our three measures. We add an organization slide, and we also have a slicer for the year. And this is the file we're going to upload to our Workspace. So I'm already logged in. You can log in or sign in, sign in with your account. So you can publish by this button and choose the right Workspace. It's just saving the work now, and I choose for this example the P&L Excel Workspace. It's now just publishing to Power BI, and when it's ready, he gives us a signal, and we go over to the Power BI service. So I logged in by the website for Power BI, and I go to the Workspace. P&L in Excel, that's the Workspace I had added, I have published the dataset in. You can see here the report. Let's see if this is the same. Yeah, so we already did now step 1 and step 2. And now we're gonna do step 3. And step 3 is download this dataset through Analyze in Excel. So okay, I go to the dataset. This is the dataset logo, yeah, and then just I press Analyze in Excel. There are other ways. You can also open the report, and then on top you have here also you can analyze in Excel. The first time you analyze in Excel, you have to activate the downloaded program. If you cannot do that because you don't have admin rights, ask your IT department for it. But once it's done, then you can always analyze in Excel. Let's do it. You prompt, you create in the Excel file, and the Excel file is ready. So let's open it. So I downloaded the file and saved it on Microsoft OneDrive, of course. And I open in Excel for the desktop version because that's the tool I prefer to use to make some changes to the Excel file to make the P&L in it. It's prompted now, okay, enable editing. We're going to do that. And, well, yes, also enable content. Yeah, that's good. And now we see, sometimes you get a warning. Be aware that it is a Power Query and that there are a connection with other data. Now you can see it if you if you click on the pivot table. You see at the right all the tables from your data set. So now we can rebuild the P&L just in a pivot table, but then with some extras. And so we're gonna grab the fields. I want to have the header from the header table. I also want to have the subheader. The subheader, you also see that the sorting is going good, and we don't want to have all the balance sheet and profit and loss. We only want to have the profit and loss. So I also going to filter up as main. So we're going to filter on profit and loss. And now we're going to add our measures to it. The actual measure, the actual last year measure, and also the variance. So the measures are there. Now we want to add some slices. So if I go from outside to inside the pivot table, there are two tabs added by Microsoft. And if I go to the pivot table analyze tab, I can insert a slicer directly. And I want to add the year from the calendar table. So that's the year. And I also want to add a slicer for the organization. So now time insert slicer, then go to the organization and the organization name. Now I have two slices. You can see it's already working with the data. So now we have connected our Excel with Power BI data. So for financial, that's already a good moment. The next layout thing I want to add is some blank rows. So now we go from the design tab and we add blank rows after each item. So now you can see, and I also want to have the subtotals at the bottom of the group. So now we have it on the bottom. Now this is still pivot table, and we want to add the subtotals from the gross margin and the net income. So how are we going to do that? Well, this is a big trick I already said earlier. We go to the OLAP tools, and in the OLAP tools there is a convert to formulas. Now you're going to see that the total pivot table is converted to formulas, and these are cube formulas. So we're going to stand on one. So on the left side in the rows you can see this is the cube, and on the cube formula with a cube member. So you see here the string to our data set in Power BI, and then you see the table name with the field name. So the table name header with the field header, and then on the row the revenue, and then also it's a combination of the accounts subheader, so the accounts table, the field subheader, and then also gross sales. So you can see, okay, so it's built up every string. It is even so you can edit the string and change this part of the string, and you can make your own formulas. Also, this one is reference to, okay, what do I see on the left side, what do I see on the top. So it's referencing to actuals, profit and loss, discount, and also the slices. So that's the value, and it's grabbed them also from the same string, this Power BI. Wow, okay. And because it's now all it's all in the cells, we can just add stuff or delete stuff. So first we're gonna insert, oh, that's wrong. I want to insert here rows. Everything is working. I want to have gross profit or something, and then I can say, yeah, just use this cell, this one, minus this one, and now we see that it's all working. Also, you can refresh this data still. So there is a data refresh button, and you can have your, what I want to say was, you can also say, if you have your query in connection string, you can also say, okay, what do I want to have refreshed? Also the formatting. So I don't want to have the number format, the font styles, and the fill and the text, because that we're gonna alternate and we're gonna change here in this Excel file. So we can now just add the feel and look we want. So we basically make now our own P&L and remove lines like the grand total and insert stuff. You can also hide, well, basically all the Excel stuff. Now I'm going to fast forward because I don't want to bore you to death with all the P&L formulas and the look and feel, but you will see the end result. Well, I'm glad you still are here. We fast forward and you see here now the new P&L. It's good enough for now, for this example. We just added some subtotals and taken in account that we have to deduct some numbers, so we get the same result as in previous videos with the adventure work dataset. And we also had to make some changes for the value if it is blank, because then you get in Excel an error message in the cell and you want to have then a value. So that we did, and now we can upload the Excel file, our P&L, to our workspace. So let's check in our report where we are. So we already had built our P&L in Excel. So step 5 is now completely done, and we are in step 6. We're going to add the Excel file to our workspace. We do that by get data on the left bottom. We can now select the type of content we want to create and add to our workspace. We say we want to add our Excel file. It's located on a OneDrive folder, and the location of the folder is in this case the course P&L in a day and then Excel, and this is the file I want to add. That's what you just watched. Now you can choose between import Excel as data. Well, that is what you do if you want to combine some data set with your extra data from Excel. You can add it now on this way, but we want to connect it and view it in Power BI. So we connect it on the right side, and now it's added. Because I am logged in and I have it's my OneDrive, it's my Power BI license, so I probably can watch this file in Power BI. So let's check it out of it all will work. And voila. Oh no, we have an error message. Well, basically it is Dutch, but it's still the same in English. It's always prompting for be aware. So I hope that will be fixed by Microsoft, but also if you have everything in the same user account, then it's still saying be aware that it's have a query. So we can just ignore that and say yes, and then we can see here our Excel file in our workspace. So voila, that's one part. So if we now want to see example Germany, you can just filter and you see Germany. Or if you want to select another year, well, it's also interactive. If you have a pivot table over here, then you can see here on the right side also the different pivot fields, and you can interact with it. Now we go back to our workspace, because that's nice, I can work with it, but other users cannot. So let's add another user to our workspace and see and find out what he is seeing. So let's add a consultant to our workspace, and the consultant is a Pro Plus consultant, and I want to only give him the viewer rights. Now let's add him, and we say close, and now we have two members. We have Frank van Delden and the viewer, the consultant. If we now open another browser and I'm logged in as the consultant, so this is the Pro Plus consultant, I go to Workspaces and now I see P&L and Excel. Well, that's nice, and it's a viewer, so this is the screen he sees, and he wants to open the Excel file. So after a minute or so, the Pro Plus user gets the screen. I cannot open the folder. Yeah, that's so we have to give them permission on our OneDrive. So that's the next thing we're gonna do. We're gonna give permission to the folder. So I open the folder for OneDrive. I go to the file. This Dutch, but is share. So I say I want to share the file. I am now logged in as Frank van Delden, not the Pro Plus member, and you can say the persons in Control Report, all the persons or specific persons. Let's do the specific persons. We don't want to allow him to edit, so only a few, and we say we want to we don't want to send him an email, so we just copy this one. And oh, we forgot his email address. Pro Plus. Well, we just want to copy. We don't do anything because we didn't want to send an email, so we can now click the box on the right corner, and now we see that he has access. So we're going to go back to our Pro Plus member in his special browser. We're going to try it again, and now yes, I have more luck. We open the file. So oh, but you get a next message. He cannot refresh the file. Okay, and let's see if he sees the numbers. Yes, but still he cannot use the slices. So okay, what's now the problem? Because I got access to the file, but into the folder, but what's wrong? Well, you have grant them another access. Let's go over to our Frank van Delden, the normal, the admin rights, and let's go to our. So we had completed our step to load up the file, and we had completed also the step to grant him access for the OneDrive, and now we have to give him another access for the Power BI, because if you want to slice and dice, you must have build permission, and that you can do on two different ways. You can give the person in Power BI a build permission based on the dataset. So you go to the dataset, and then we're gonna add build permissions, or we grant him a higher role, or we give him a viewer role, but we also can give him an admin role of a member role, or we can go to the app and give him there some the build permission. And if you want to give him on the app the build permission, he doesn't have to be in the workspace. So it is only for like a member, and you just want to view the P&L, and he don't care about the reports, but just the total report and the P&L report in the app, then we're gonna build it in the app. So let's see the two different ways. So first we're gonna test the permission in the workspace. We go to the dataset, and I want to manage permissions, and I want to give the Pro Plus, the FO van Delden, the consultant, build permission. Now he is also build permission. The role is still viewer, but on the dataset he has the build permission. Let's hop over to his special browser. We refresh. He's prompting. He say yes. We didn't get the other warning, and now I'm as the Pro Plus member, I can also slice and dice. So this is that you can access the workspace as a different user and can use the Excel file. That we said was one way to let you experience the Excel file. Another way is that you don't give him any access to the workspace, but give him access to the app. So let's do that. So I go back to the admin account, I remove the build permission, I go to the workspace, I kick him off the workspace, so go play somewhere else, remove, yeah, and now we're gonna create the app. So he doesn't have any access more to this, we're gonna create an app. Okay, we give this app a name, P&L in Excel, it's fine. A color, I like gray, and then we want to install the app, and we want to add contact. Well, you don't gonna believe this, but it's just changed what Microsoft often do. This just changed the settings, the look and feel for creating an app. But let's walk through. So we said, okay, install this app automatically. So the Pro Plus member gets automatically this app. He don't have to search for it. We're gonna add content. Now, what do we do? What do we want to have in our app? We want to have the report and the Excel file. So we say add those two to our app, and then we have to select our audience. Okay, we want to have specific users. So this is going to be the Pro Plus user. And I also want him give him build permission. So that is this one, allow people to build content with the dataset. So now we can publish this app. I don't want to that you want to share it, but okay. And we say publish the app, publish it. I say close, and I hop over to our Plus member. Let's see. Now he got the app. The apps are on top of the workspace, and he can now see the report, and also he is seeing the Excel file, the same message, and you can slice and dice. This is the way it's in a separate report. You can also add it like an embedded file. It's look a little bit different, but not much. But that's the last thing I want to show to you. So the Pro Plus member goes back from his app to his workspaces. You want to see the P&L Excel, but you can see now he is no longer a member of the workspace anymore, but he can see the app, so he can join the app. Okay, we go back to the folder, because for the last part we want to give embedded Excel in our app. What we have to do, so now we're back on the admin user account, and we go to the Excel file. We open the Excel file online, and that's because online you can, yeah, I'm certain, online you can share this file with an embed button. So now we can we copy the string. So first we want to let people sort and filter, and we don't want to type. Always starts on top, so you can always see the top of the P&L. And I'm just gonna grab this one. This is the code, and I want to copy this code, and I open a notepad, and I paste in the string. I remove everything in front of the URL. I also remove everything on the backend. Now we have the URL we're gonna use in our app. So I'm gonna copy this, Ctrl C. I now go to Power BI. I go to the app as an admin, and I go to oh, sorry, I have to change the app. So that you have to do, go to the workspace, and then in the workspace you can change the app, update app. And we want to add content. We want to have a link. Add a new section, and this section is called profit and loss. And in this section I want to have a link. Dit is dus P&L embedded Excel or something. I copy the link, and now I say I want to have him not in a tab, not in a new tab, but in the content area. And I want to add it to the profit and loss section. I add it and I update. And I want to go to the app. It takes sometimes a while that the app changes are published, but now we have our profit and loss section and we have our embedded Excel. We say yes, and well, you see you don't have the numbers like Excel, so it's a little bit more like Power BI, and still we got the selections panes to search our data. On top I have this warning screen and I don't know how to get rid of it. So I think this is an overall picture how you can put in your P&L from your data. You can refresh the data, so you can reuse it, you can have it in Excel, and then you can present it to the customer, to your users in Power BI. I haven't used it in production because I think the pop-up for with warnings are not right for the user, and also this white on top I don't like, and you cannot really use role level security because you have to grant everybody access to the OneDrive or specific people. So it's not 100%, but for some organization I think it's a good solution, more practical than all the DAX code for P&L, and less expensive than custom visualizations. Well, I hope I also checked if I can turn off some warnings by just adding the lower privacy levels on the Excel file. I show you this picture. It didn't work. Maybe you have some other ways, workarounds. Let me know then in the content, and also if something changes, let me know in the comments below in the YouTube video how you are fixed to the last percentage to make this a very good workaround or ready system for a P&L. Also, one thing, normally this is not a P&L you can down drill, so that's also something taking account. But you can use part of this video also for other financial reports that you can use in Excel or present some other setups in the app. Don't forget to subscribe for this video and also ring the bell. And I hope to see you in the Finance Corner, and I hope to see you in one of my courses. Okay, bye bye.